In a busy city filled with rushing, footsteps and constant noise, there lived an old man named Harun. He was known for one thing: his violin. Every morning, Harun sat on the same corner, near the fountain in the central square, playing melodies that floated gently through the air. His notes were soft, full of emotion, and carried a strange warmth that quieted even the busiest hearts. This is Stories of Wisdom, the home of powerful tales that open your heart and sharpen your mind. Today's story is a deep reminder that what we give to others returns to us in ways we never expect. Yet despite his talent, Harun lived in poverty. Few people stopped to listen. Even fewer dropped coins into his small wooden box. Still, he played every day, rain or shine. One evening, a young woman named Era passed by after a long, exhausting day. She was frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed. As she crossed the square, she heard Harun's gentle melody. For some reason, she stopped. The music touched something deep inside her, as if the violin understood her pain. She sat quietly on a bench and listened, tears forming in her eyes. Harun finished the song and looked at her kindly. "Rough day?" he asked gently. Era nodded. "I feel like nothing in my life is working. I've tried so much, but everything keeps falling apart." Harun smiled softly and said, "Then listen closely to what I'm about to play." He lifted his violin again, but this time, instead of a smooth melody, he began playing something different. The notes were shaky, uneven, and broken. Era frowned. "It sounds wrong." Harun nodded. "Yes. Because this is how most people imagine growth: broken, messy, full of mistakes." He paused, then added, "But watch what happens when you keep playing." Slowly, the tune shifted. The broken notes blended. The rhythm smooth. The melody grew stronger, rising, healing, transforming. By the end, the music was beautiful. Era's eyes widened. It changed. Harun lowered his violin. "That is life. The beginning is messy. But if you stay long enough, keep trying, keep adjusting, the music becomes beautiful." Era took a deep breath. For the first time in months, she felt hope. Touched by his wisdom, she reached into her bag, but realized she had only a few coins. Embarrassed, she placed them in the box anyway. Harun just smiled. "Thank you for listening," he said. "Sometimes, that is worth more than gold." Days turned into weeks. Era passed through the square every evening, always stopping to listen. Slowly, her life began to rebuild. She found a better job, reconnected with her family, and started smiling again. One day, she arrived at the square and saw something that froze her in place. Harun wasn't there. Instead, a small crowd gathered around a police officer. Era rushed over. "Where's Harun? What happened?" The officer sighed. "The old violinist passed away last night. He was found peacefully in his home." Era felt her heart sink. But then the officer handed her a small, worn envelope with her name written on it. Era opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a short letter. "Dear Era, you listened when others rushed by. You heard the music behind the mistakes. So this violin, and the melody you helped complete, now belongs to you. Let your life play on. Harun." Inside the envelope was the old violin. Era held it to her chest and cried. From that evening on, a new sound filled the square, the soft, steady melody of a violin played by a young woman who had once been broken, and was now whole. People stopped. People listened. People healed. And Harun's music lived on, not in fame, not in wealth, but in the life of the person who had needed it most. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, make sure to subscribe and return tomorrow for another powerful story. And remember, sometimes the smallest kindness can create the loudest echo.